Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Juan. I'm a yarn addict, hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by to check out my video today. This is a yarn and crochet channel where we talk about all things yarn and all things crochet, so if that interests you, please sit back and watch this video because today, my friends, I offer you days 14 through 19 of the OTCS National Crochet Month Challenge. So Ola Joe the Crocheting Sailor posted this challenge early on in the month, and I didn't come across this challenge until maybe the 4th or the 5th, I think. So I said, wait a minute, what is this? Let me look at the calendar and check it out. So I looked at it and I said, wait a second, this has all the things on it. I mean, all sorts of things. So I said, yeah, I need to take part in this because it has all the things. And so I looked at my calendar and I said, wait a minute, I can't post these kinds of videos on top of what I already have planned. It's too much. So, but what I could do is post clusters of videos throughout the month, and so that's what this is. So days 14 through 19. And so while I tell you all the things between these days, I am going to be working on my whip, if I could just find my hook. So here it is. I'm working on this, and it has come a long way, friends. Loving this for me. Whoops. So sorry, Dale. My blanket got you. So while I work the blanket and tell you all the things, I will be sipping my coffee. See? So this mug says, "Life is short, buy the yarn." And it's got my name on the back. It came to me in Happy Mail. I've shown it on the channel. I love this mug. It's all the things. Good stuff. Okay. So this isn't your typical whip it with Juan. I have an agenda here. My goal is to get through these days. I have 6 of them to get through, and I'm going to tell you all the things. If I have things to show you, which I do, they're right here. But when I get to it, I'll stop crocheting and I'll show you the things, and then I'll come back to this because, friends, my whips are building up and I need to knock them out. We have very important projects coming up within the next month or two, and I need to get this cleared so I can get to those projects. Okay? So, anyway, let's jump into this. Day 14. 3 crocheters I love. Honestly, friends, at first I thought this was going to be difficult, right? Because I love everybody, right? I do. If you crochet and you like to talk about the hooks and you like to talk about the yarn and all the things in between, I mean, I love you already. But I had to dig a little deeper and be like, okay, Juan, let's peel the surface and see what it is. Okay? So 3 crocheters I love. I do have these in a particular order. I do. You know, normally people say in no particular order. No. I have it in a particular order. I have a top 3, and it has not changed in years. So coming in at 3rd is Krista over at The Secret Yarnery. I absolutely love her content. And it's not necessarily this, you know, the crochet. I mean, it is, but it's more about this, her energy. The energy that she brings to all of her videos just has me glued to every single one. I just really enjoy her content. I really do. I enjoy her tutorials. I enjoy the trips around Kenya. You know, so I've watched her entire career on YouTube. I've watched her from the very beginning, and I don't think I've ever mentioned that. But yeah, I remember the very beginning, because I used to watch other channels, and then all of a sudden she started popping up as a, you know, a suggestion or whatever, and I'm like, wait a minute, let me check this out. And yeah, so glued from day 1. Okay, how long was I subscribed under that other account? She had less than 1,000. She had less than 1,000 subscribers when I found her, or when we crossed paths, so to speak. I have another account that I've used for years. My original account, you know, and when I created this one, I created like it was a new account, you know, but my original one was the one that I used to watch everybody. So anyway, yeah, I've been watching her whole career, and I just thoroughly enjoy everything she brings to the table. So Krista's number 3. Number 2 should not come to anyone as a surprise, but it is Crystal over Bag of Day Crochet. And she has always been number 2. Just for sentimental reasons too. Like, I emailed her and I told her all this in an email a while back. So me and my fiance used to watch her every Saturday morning. Kind of like how kids watch Saturday morning cartoons like back in the day. So every Saturday we would flip open the laptop, we would log into the YouTube and pull Crystal up, and we'd have Crystal sitting on the coffee table while we're on the couch just following all the things. Whatever she posted that week, we would play, and we would attempt all the things. And what had me glued to her back then was the fact that, like, even when we thought we couldn't do it, she had this unyielding faith that we were able to accomplish it, you know? I'm like, to myself, I'm like, are you kidding me? Am I able to really do that? And then you'd hear her, yes, if you know how to do the double crochet and you know how to do the single crochet, you can do this. And so, you know, we'd both sit there and just laugh at each other and be like, do you really think you can do this? And yeah, so anyway, and then, you know, that was just the thing. On top of that, look at what Matt's wearing. So Matt is wearing the Stitch Sampler beanie. And I never really told you guys this, but the reason why I have the houndstooth section black and gray and black is because she mentioned in several of her videos that she loves the houndstooth in black and white, you know, but since this was black and gray, I did it like that. Just for stitch definition to really see that houndstooth. That's one of the reasons why I made it that way. And also, little fun fact, I made this using the yarns she gave me. So, a while back she sent me a Happy Mail box of yarn, and at the very top of it was pink. I cracked the box open and it poofed right up in my face. You should have saw the reaction. It was hilarious. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, for me, Crystal's number 2 for sentimental reasons, because number 1, I've been watching her a very long time. And, you know, she taught me how to do, this is the one thing she did teach me how to do. She taught me how to do this, the ribbed crown. And a lot of the beanies that I make have this. And it's just my tribute to her when I do that. That's just my little nod to Crystal to let her know that she's the OG teacher. So no matter what tutorial I do, if I do a beanie and it has this, this is my little nod to her. So, yeah. Another reason why I enjoy her so much is because she's personable. Like, you know, when she's doing the tutorials, you just feel like, you know, she's sitting right there with you. And she's just showing you all the things, you know. And that's super cool. And I had a full circle moment when she called me out, you know. Some people on the YT streets call it crystallizing. So when I got crystallized and she called me out, it was like a full circle moment. And it was like, how did this even happen? This is a person that I've watched with my fiance for years. And we've done things together, like projects, you know. I mean, she physically wasn't there at the time, but she was on my laptop. So, yeah. Yeah, she's number 2, friends. She will always be there, number 2. Number 1, my favorite crocheter, should not come to anyone as a surprise. It's my mother. My mother is my best friend. And although she's not the one who taught me how to crochet, she is just my person. She's my best friend. Whenever I'm having a bad day, she says, Juan, go grab your whip. Let's sit and crochet and just keep each other company. You know, and sometimes those quiet moments when you're not talking, when you're not doing anything but crocheting are the best moments. Like, they really are. And, you know, I have a very stressful job that I work during the day. And so coming home to just sit down with Mom in complete silence while I just process my day is perfect. And my mother allows me that opportunity, you know. She actually encourages it. So there's history there in terms of, like, you know, that bond that my mom and I have. I know that many mother and son duos don't really have a bond like me and my mom, because what's unique about she and I is the fact that, like, I'm her voice when she needs it. You know, when she's trying to communicate to a hearing person and they're not understanding her, I automatically become her voice. I'm the interpreter. And, you know, I go back and forth, and, you know, I feel like in some ways I've helped my mom in her journey on this earth while I was her son, if that makes any sense. And when it comes to crochet, you know, I did teach my mom a few things. She didn't care for them, but she, you know, she enjoyed the interaction. I think she really liked just having me there and me keeping her company and all that. So, yeah, I taught her how to make a hexie-cardi. So, yeah, she has one. She doesn't care for it, but she has it, and she knows how to make it. She'd rather do this. It's her jam. She loves it, and I love that for her. So, yes, my mother is my best friends, and she's my favorite crocheter that I love. Number 15. So we're moving on to the next one. Day 15 is the blanket. And so I'm not going to show you my whip because you've seen this. I'm going to show you something that, let me see. Okay, that's going to come as a favorite pattern. All right, so here's a blanket that I want to show you. It's one of my favorites. I may have mentioned this before. I know I've shown this on the channel before during Granny Square Palooza. That's on the channel. There was a part 1 and a part 2, I believe. Anyway, I want to show you this without knocking anything over. So this is one of my favorite blankets. Okay? So, yeah. It's brown, and it's got off-white, brown, and what looks to be like, is it cafe latte? It might be. I'm not sure. But it's all red heart. Is it red heart? Yeah. It's either red heart or Karen 1 pound. One of the two. Because this is an old make. I made this a long time ago. And yeah. So I'm super proud of it because of how I joined it. You know. Is it perfect? No. But that's okay. Look at how flat that joint is. I was so proud of myself. Anyway, I can't really show you the entire thing. It's folded in half. Okay? It does fit a queen size bed. If I tilt it this way, you can kind of see how long it is. Or, I'm sorry, how wide. And then if I lift it up, you can see, and it's folded in half. So, it's a pretty big blanket. And it is pretty heavy. So obviously what I did was I made the squares and I alternated the pattern. I made 2 piles, one pile of squares like this and one pile with squares like this, and they all had the same border in the off-white, and then I just joined them in the off-white. And that's it. So I'm showing you one of my favorite blankets. So this is actually in the makes room on the top shelf. If you're ever in there on a live, that's where this sits. And that is one of the blankets that I don't want to donate. It has sentimental value to me because even though I made this, my fiance put the borders on all the squares. So, little fun fact. So, you have to hold on to all the memories, right? Keep them all alive. So, yeah, all the borders were put on by my fiance, and I did the squares. And then I joined them. So, there's that. All right. So, that's number 15. So, number 16, crocheting in public. No, I don't crochet in public. I will crochet in my car in the parking lot, but does that really count as public? I mean, I have tinted windows. Nobody can really see what I'm doing. So that's technically considered like crocheting out of the house, but not in public like on a park bench. No, it's not that I wouldn't want to or don't like to. It's none of those things. For me, it's just, will my yarn get dirty? I want my yarn to stay clean and fresh, you know? What happens if I drop it? You know, do I have to stop my project and wash everything? Or, you know, I don't want to be faced with that decision. I just want to be able to, you know, and I know there's project bags and things like that. I get that. I just don't want anything to happen to my yarn. I don't want anything to happen to my hooks. Maybe one day I'll take my yarn and my hooks and I'll go to a park and just sit there, not alone. In our day and age, you don't want to be sitting alone in the park with some yarn. You should have some sort of company, you know, maybe a group of friends, just for safety reasons. But yeah, I don't crochet in public. So there is that. Next, something for me. Okay, this one is fun. So I was gifted a hook, a Nelson wood hook, from Thrift and Stitches. She sent this to me in Happy Mail. She dyed some hanks for me. It's in this drawer. Way down at the bottom. Okay, I don't want to dig. So it's called Andromeda, right? She let me name it. So it has purple and blue hues. It's on the channel. Anyway, in that bag was this. So this here has passed through some very amazing hands. So this originally belonged to Crystal over at Bag-O-Day Crochet. And then this was gifted to, I'm trying to think, Gaga Crochets. And then Gaga Crochets gifted it to Thrift and Stitches. And then Thrift gifted it to me. So, yeah, the traveling hook. Who knows? Who knows where this hook will land next, right? So, this is something for me. It was gifted to me in Happy Mail, and I do treasure it because of all of the hands that have touched this. So, people ask me, Juan, have you used that at all? The answer to that question is no. I have not used it. No, I haven't used it. But it actually inspired me, which is the point that I'm trying to make for something for me. So that was a gift, right? I went ahead and got my own. And while I was trying to figure out like what the whole reason behind me getting it was, I hit a milestone on my channel, and when I hit the 25K, I wanted to treat myself, but I couldn't figure out like what exactly that treat should be. And it wasn't until recently that I made the decision to get this. So obviously purple's my color, and it's literally all the things. This Nelson wood hook is so beautiful. Look at this. It's a J, and it's got the extended arm there, which is super nice. It was an add-on. I had this custom made. So, yep, there's that. Something for me. And so now I have the pair. And so, with that being said, I decided that when I hit a milestone, and when I do a celebration, and when I do giveaways and things, I have to stop and remember to treat myself as well. So my treat will be maybe a hook. It may be some yarn from Arcane. You know, just something special that I can hold on to remember the journey, you know? So, yeah. All right, so Crochet Buddy. That one is easy. So, let me get my hook back. Okay, so Crochet Buddy, right? So, recently, I turned on memberships, right? And a lot of people were like, Juan, why are you charging $4.99 for this, right? So there was a whole preconceived notion. Like, I already knew what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to do it early on. Like, I wanted to turn memberships on for $4.99 at like before 20K. And the reason why was because I wanted to purchase Zoom so I can see all of the people that subscribe to my channel and that follow me and all the things, because I'm here alone. Like, I crochet by myself on this side of the house. Like, I spend Sundays with Mom, and most times when I come home from work, she's sleeping, you know, so I'm not going to interrupt her sleep just so that I have company. I'm going to let her sleep. So I spend all of my time alone here, and it just got to a point where I needed company. So I decided, okay, let me turn on memberships, but let's pay for the Zoom software together. So yeah, that's what this is for, like, for the channel, for the software. And so I've started already. By the way, we do Zoom on Saturdays and Sundays. And it was amazing. I actually have crochet buddies. We're all just crocheting and we're stitching and talking about all the things, you know. I absolutely love it. And so my crochet buddies, I don't have one. I have a group of crochet buddies, and those folks are the official Yarn Addicts that are members of my channel. And it's just so much fun getting to know people. Like, people from all over the place thoroughly enjoy it. And, you know, also, I go live on Facebook. So I do Facebook Lives, and when I do those unannounced. I don't post. I just, when I feel like it, I turn it on. Whoever's there is there. It starts out with one person, and then one person tells the other person, and then before you know it, I've got a small group of people there, and I just hang out, I crochet, I talk. So those folks are my crochet buddies too. So, yeah, that's fun. Favorite pattern. Oh goodness, you guys are going to love this one. So, you might think that the granny stitch, the granny square and all, is my favorite because I've got lots of them on my channel. Granny Square Palooza, all-in-one granny. All the whips that I have, a lot of them are grannies, right? Well, my favorite, is it a granny? I don't know. Let me just show it to you. I brought it in here. This blanket, I actually pulled off of my bed, and I sat it right here just for the video because I wanted to show you guys my favorite pattern. So, my favorite pattern is Corner to Corner. I love this pattern. It's so much fun. I have a tutorial on my channel for it, for left and right-handed folks that crochet. And this particular blanket is called the Heather's blanket. Yes, I named it the Heather's blanket because all the colors are heathered. So we have, I gotta try and remember, redwood heather, oatmeal heather, taupe heather, charcoal heather, gray heather, and then it repeats. And I don't think, or wait, no. So this stripe here and this stripe here are different. So the darker one, I don't know if it'll pick up. This one here is the oatmeal heather. This one here actually is Karen 1 pound off white. And so that's the piece of it, right? And I used a 5mm crochet hook for this. And I made 2 of these, friends. I made the other one with Karen cakes, toffee brickle. The big ones, it's the Karen big cakes. And I've shown that on the channel too. But I've only shown this one other time. And so, yeah. There's that, and then it continues on, and then it continues on, and it continues on. So that's the width. So I have a queen size bed just for me, but it covers the bed and it goes down to the floor. So that's how wide it is. It's very wide. And then for the length, so it's that, and all of that. So, how much yarn did this take? My favorite pattern, right? Corner to corner. This actually would fit a king-size bed comfortably. Anyway, Karen 1 pound, right? You've seen it. Can you see it? Let me pull one down. So, Karen 1 pound. It took 3 of these because I went around and the border also has that. So anyway, 3 of those, and it took this is Bernat Super Value. Yeah, Bernat Super Value, and 3 skeins of each colorway, maybe 4. It's been a while. To be safe, I think it took 4 skeins of each with a 5mm crochet hook. And it's heavy. And it is my absolute favorite blanket pattern, corner to corner. Now, the way I do my corner to corners when they're this big, I continue in one direction until I have the width that I'm looking for. Once it's wide enough, then what I do is I put either a stitch marker or a barrette or something that I have lying around the house on the one corner to remind myself that this is the bottom, we're going to go up, right? And then I leave the other side alone. So I keep going back and forth, right? And I'm only increasing on the one side, the side that's going up. And then once I have the height that I want, I put a marker up there and then I close in. So yeah, this is my favorite pattern, corner to corner, at a very, very close number 2. And I mean by a hair on the chinny chin chin. It is the granny stitch, the granny square is my favorite pattern. Anything granny square is a very, very, very close number 2. The reason why is because it's my mother's favorite. And every time you guys see her, every time I've seen her, this is all she's ever done. I mean, on the channel, like on the lives, she was asked, do you do anything else? She's done it, but this is her favorite. And yeah, it's what we do. It's fast. I love it. And a lot of the donates that I make, the donations, are like this. Just random granny square blankets that I can give to somebody to keep them warm, to, enjoy and all the things. So, yeah. That's that, friends. So that actually wraps up days 14 through 19 of the OTCS National Crochet Month Challenge. I I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give my video a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. The signs came to me from my good friend Penny. I actually showed them on the channel before. And so yeah, there they are. They're up there. I hope you guys like them. She did great work. Love it. So yeah, that is all for this video, friends. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then that bell to stay updated with everything regarding me and my channel. That is all, and until next time, friends, take care. Bye-bye.